See me time again. And today we're going to talk about, I don't know. I just watched a 30-year-old clip of Abraham Hicks. If you don't know who Abraham Hicks is, just skip this video. I'm not going to try and explain it to you. It's a very strange New Age teaching about like law of attraction. What's the law of attraction? Never heard of law of attraction? It's magical thinking. New Age magical thinking. You're not a Harry Potter fan? Good. Just skip over this. If you are a Harry Potter fan, just skip over this. If you're someone who believes you can get something for nothing, then stick around. If you're somebody who Anyways, what do we want to talk about? You don't see me because I'm bugging out. I don't want anything to do with this video. Okay, we were trying to get Ludwig of Bavaria to show up. I am a Ludwig of Bavaria. Now, I formerly was a king in Germany, and I like to build castles in the Alps. I like to go dancing with my boyfriend, and generally speaking, I don't know how to speak German with a lisp. Lisping German man with like Limperist. I don't know if it's in Germany they did Limperist. I think a lot of anyway. I'm going to. I can't go. This is our friend Old Spicy who's going to see if they'll explain it all to you. Okay, what's so cuckoo pants about Abraham Hicks? Well, the woman from the 30-year-old clip, she looked like she was a raving lunatic directly from the psych ward. Directly. She had just her horrible hair. Horrible hair. She had horrible hair. About 30 years ago, did they all have horrible hair? Possibly, but just looking at her dated hair, she kept talking about things that I just don't do. And she said, that's my problem. She says, I'm too busy doing things. And I should be instead flowing energy. Flowing energy. Well, I did say in an earlier video today that the old shamanic principle is where your attention goes, energy flows. So this cuckoo pants lady is flowing her mind all over all of the things that she wants. Because those things, the more you flow your energy over, like your new car, the more your new car is going to appear in your driveway like magic. Why do we pay attention to these law of attraction things? Well, it's like buying a lottery ticket, right? I mean, they told me in 12th grade, advanced mathematics in high school, and we were doing statistics. And my math teacher, who was an unbelievably good math teacher, like he knew his stuff, he was very good at teaching, and he told us all, he said, lottery tickets are voluntary taxation, because in Canada, the governments run the lotteries. He said, your chances of winning are astronomically poor. So just assume you're going to lose. And if it's costing you, how much are you paying a week? I watched somebody at the till of the corner store buy over $200 in lottery tickets for just one go. So, this one clearly didn't have my math teacher who said, don't bother buying lottery tickets. You can't win. Statistics prove it. Voluntary taxation. You're giving $200 to the government. You're never going to see it come back. So that's mathematics and statistics regarding lotteries. And someone's going to say, yeah, but somebody, won the lottery. Someone's got to win. You got to have a ticket. If you don't have a ticket, you can't win. The whole problem is that you don't understand statistics. And after all these years, my math teacher is dead, and that's all I remember is his punchline is voluntary taxation. But if you're an Abraham Hicks fan, you can win the lottery not through statistics, not through mathematics, not through drinking alcohol, not from, oh, maybe with Abraham Hicks, what did they believe? Did they believe that you can use law of attraction to get your numbers to come up in the lottery? I think so. This is Marge Simpson from The Simpsons. Does she buy lottery tickets? I don't know if she has any extra money for lottery tickets after Homer spends it all on beer. Budweiser beer. Okay, down in Jamaica, do they listen to Abraham Hicks? Now, why do we keep talking about these magical thinking things? Because I've tried getting rich the old-fashioned way by working long hours, and it didn't work. And then I tried the commission salesman thing, and doesn't work. Then, it was reminded to me last week that, if you're trying to make a lot of money, that the government is trying to tell us that in the old days, if you were rich, like Bill Gates, rich, the highest tax bracket might be, I don't know, like 97%. The government's going to take 97% of your dollar. And but then I remember Donald Trump, a billionaire who pays zero tax, pays zero in tax. And, regardless of, if I become a real estate salesman and I sell a shopping mall or something, I'm still going to have to pay a lot of tax on that. Plus, I have got to give my broker half of what I make, and the other half goes to the other real estate company that listed the property. So, I only get a quarter of the commission on a shopping mall. Why shop? Well, because everyone knows that the shopping malls are all going tits up. We won't be seeing too many stores left. Here in Canada, we had Target come from the United States, build a huge chain of stores that promptly went bankrupt, or they closed them down, the same difference. And then those stores were, after they sat vacant for a while, they spent a fortune on redoing the stores. They built enormous outdoor fenced-in areas with, oh my God, the tallest fences in town. There must be like, I don't know, are they like 40-foot fences? They're like unbelievable high fences. And it was Lowe's that moved into town, took over the spaces that Target had taken over, and then promptly Lowe's closed down across Canada. And that shopping mall, I did go into it after it reopened after the Rona. And a lot of little stores have announced closings, and the amount of traffic in the shopping, there's nobody in that shopping mall. So I mean, they can't make the rent. These shopping malls are like the Rona killed the shopping mall. The shopping malls will never be the same. The only things that really did well with the Rona were Walmart and Amazon. Those are the two places you're going to buy everything. Walmart and the Rona. Oh, and the other thing, strange deliveries. Independent merchants, usually they're riding on a bike, and they have a pack sack, and they're like an old-fashioned thing. This is like from the 1920s, 1930s Depression era. And so they have their pack sack, and you're standing there outside on the corner in Winslow, Arizona, such a fine sight to see. Because Buddy shows up, what does he usually have? He usually has like really expensive razor blade things, like those razor blades that are like 5 blades on one blade, and they're too expensive for anybody to buy. You'd be foolish when you can buy like a knockoff Gillette Track 2 from 1975 that will do the job, and it's 50 cents. But these these guys that have got the pack sack, they've got one of these expensive $30 razors, and they're going for $5 out of his bag. Now, you're thinking he's stealing these, but I'm serious. I've been to the stores that sell them, these drug stores or Walmart, and these things are locked up tight because they're expensive and they don't want them stolen. So you cannot steal these things from Walmart. You can't. You can't. They're locked up tighter than a drum. So somewhere else, this guy, it fell off a truck. We don't have those kind of trucks where I live. I don't live in like New York, Brooklyn or nothing. It's not that kind of well, sometimes it is. I walked out of the bar and somebody had an enormous truck. And it was more like an SUV with a really back lift gate. And he opened it up and he had like 3 big screen TVs that he was trying to move. I mean, how do you steal 3 big screen TVs from Walmart? You can't. They've got a greeter. Usually they have a greeter. Oh, they fired the greeters or something. There was a greeter. Anyways, you'd have to go through the whole store, past all of the checkout boys and girls with, these. So I don't think they were stolen, but he was selling these things out of the back of, it was way too big for my house, but for the bar, I said, why don't you go into the bar? Because maybe the bar would buy them. That bar, the Rona killed that bar. The Rona killed the bar. So it's a good thing they didn't buy those things. But, this other guy with the pack sack on the bike, he comes around with like cigarettes. It's like contraband cigarettes. Well, you got to remember, in Canada, our cigarettes are super expensive. Like a regular package of 20 cigarettes is like $16 for 20 cigarettes. $16. And I know in the United States you have really cheap cigarettes, but we don't in Canada. Lots of tax on them. But this guy, it's like $5 for 20 cigarettes. And they come in like a Ziploc bag. They look like cigarettes. $5, you look at them, try it out. It's a cigarette. And then another day, like, he's got chocolate bars, good sized chocolate bars. And he gives me, how many chocolate bars? I got 3 large chocolate bars for, maybe it was $5. And the small chocolate bars go for $2 each. So the large ones, that was, and I was hungry. I wanted to eat, and there he was. So that worked out very well. Where did he get the chocolate bars from? You could theoretically steal the chocolate bars from Walmart and then bike about 7 miles to where I was to give me these chocolate bars for the profit of a sum total of, well, he made $5 if he stole them. Otherwise, I don't know where he's getting them from. But the other stuff, I don't know. Anyway, that's another way that people are starting to buy things on the gray market. Now, these contraband cigarettes in Canada, apparently now, they're, who's cracking down? I don't know. Some police force apparently is looking into contraband cigarettes. And I don't want to tell you, but there are Indian reserves that straddle the U.S.-Canadian border. And we've been told in the past that this is the way that they get in. But, maybe they come in on steamships to Vancouver or Toronto or someplace else. And, like the ships from overseas, China, come in with these illegal cigarettes, no duty paid, no tax paid, and then we get them cheap and everyone's happy, except for the government.